We're watching Holy Mountain.
Why? Tell us the story about Holy Mountain. Because you've been talking about this movie for a long time.
I first heard about it from my friend Jay Pantel, who showed me a fucking trailer for this movie, and it looked like a horrid piece of shit. And I was like, we gotta get this movie, because it looks like some art house crap. Cool. And after learning about it, it is art house crap.
What did you learn about it?
I'm just going to read the back.
I'm Mike Saunders, and welcome to the Mike Saunders Project. This is Jerry Korfelt. Holy Mountain. Chilean avant-garde filmmaker Alejandro Jodorowsky weaves a grotesque tale rich in allegory and sacrilegious imagery as a thief is first crucified, then enlisted by an alchemist to join a group of elites who seek divinity and immortality. Look at the... hold on.
Oh, it's got boobs right there.
Right there, right on the title screen of the thing.
The title screen is right to boobs.
Titties, right away. Alright,
this looks like art house crap. Juan Ferreira, Adriana Page, Richard Rutowski, Valerie Jodorowsky, Zamira Saunders. Hey, it's like your cousin.
Saunders?
Yeah. Anna Day Sade also star in this surreal 1970s mind trip.
I've got the...
Rated R, an hour, 54 minutes, 1973.
I got the IMDb.
IMDb.
I've got the IMDb up on my Kindle. And I just wanted to read a couple trivias. The crucified animal carcasses were borrowed from a local restaurant, which were then served to customers upon being returned. The director of this movie spent a week without sleep under a Zen master's direction and lived communally with the film's cast for a month. The movements from the opening scene ritual are actual movements of a Japanese tea ceremony. The director states that the girls themselves were not actual actresses, but merely two people who wanted to have a spiritual experience. They were searching for their own truth.
What does that mean?
The naked truth.
What does that mean?
You know what it means. The tumor that the priest pulled out of the back of the thief's neck was actually an octopus that the filmmakers purchased at a local market. How about this? Look at this one. The alchemist's shoes were not inspired by those of Frankenstein's monster.
Huh.
What does that even mean? Having both heels and high platforms as well, but were in fact merely fashionable platform boots of the 70s. So they're just schooling everybody, telling everybody that was just fascist. He's not a Frankenstein.
Not Frankenstein.
Alchemists are not Frankensteins.
Nope.
You've heard it here. All right, here. This is what I'm talking about. I read this and then cried a little that we were watching this. George Harrison himself, a big fan of this director's work after seeing the movie El Topo. I bet I'm not pronouncing that right.
El Topo.
He was originally up for the role of the thief, which I guess is a character in this movie.
I think that's the main character.
But he disagreed with the director over what he considered gratuitous nudity.
Nudity.
What did I say?
Nudity?
Nudity. Particularly the shot where his anus is bathed.
Anus bathing. That's when I knew I had to watch this movie. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous to watch this. This is going to be one of those things you can't unsee.
Rather than cast a stand-in or remove the shot altogether, the director stood his ground. There must be anus being bathed in this goddamn film. George Harrison.
George Harrison, go back to the Beatles or have your asshole washed.
This made George Harrison leave the movie. He dropped out of that character role. The director later expressed some regret over this in the Anchor Bay DVD commentary, noting that Harrison's involvement could have exposed this film to even larger audience, thus
ruining more lives.
That's not what I was going to say, but...
That's what you were thinking.
Yeah. During the decapitation scene, the actor actually struck the director for real, cutting his neck and nearly killing him. The director reflects that, had the sword been actually real, he would have indeed been decapitated.
Maybe next time.
You notice how I keep saying director?
Yeah.
Because I can't pronounce that.
Jodorowsky?
Yeah, I'm not pronouncing that.
Jodorowsky.
I'm just going to refer to him as either the director or
Can you say
Alejandro.
Can you say Jodorowsky?
Jodorowsky.
There you go, Jodorowsky.
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 Ah!
Let's just watch this heap of shit.
Why?
Because we get it over with.
What's in the extras?
Deleted scene. The tarot.
I want to see the trailer.
Oh, great. I don't even know what I'm seeing right now. Ew!
I know what I'm seeing. Ow! What the fuck?
Oh, those are just carcasses that probably went to the restaurant.
Are birds just come out of that dude's heart? What the fuck?
Nothing in your education or experience can have prepared you for this film. Alejandro Jodorowsky's The Holy Mountain.
It's Gandalf!
I wonder if that's before or after his butt was clean.
The Holy Mountain is a film completely outside the entire tradition of motion picture art.
You mean it doesn't
That
make
means, yeah.
sense?
Yeah, that means it's awful.
Meanwhile, the butt stamping factory.
The butt what? What? Santa showed up with all his Santa friends.
I have a strong feeling this doesn't make any sense at all.
Why? Just because the trailer makes no sense?
Yeah. That is a big one.
You think this will make more sense than, more or less sense than Flash Gordon? This is just Flash Gordon.
Now, do you think it's going to make more or less sense after we watch it?
Is a film
Oh, I don't know.
outside
I think it's
the
going to make
tradition of
less
criticism.
sense.
Than the trailer?
Yeah.
Are they burning money?
Yes, they are.
And mannequins.
Now they're burning mannequins.
Oh, they're making art.
Paramount presents.
Alan Klein is his name. This is Alan Klein?
Why do they keep showing that
I
guy?
don't know. Oh, that's the director.
Alejandro
Usually we
Jodorowsky.
don't really see the director in the movie.
This guy shouldn't show his ugly face.
Wow, he's got like an 8 head.
Yeah, 1973.
Wow, I don't want to watch it.
Let's do it. It's time.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to get up. Turn the camera off.
Oh my goodness, that is not.
Oh. Well, that was long.
The third scene is a shot of a dying, fly-covered guy pissing a lot.
Yeah, he's just literally pissing rivers. It was so gross.
And then a quad amputee checks to see if he's okay. Literally, that's what happens. This is the last thing I wrote. 31 minutes in, an Egyptian woman washes the main character's asshole fully, in full view, on screen.
Yeah. I had to get up and walk around a little bit.
He did too,
that.
he did. There was a lot of tits.
More characters were naked than clothed.
We saw a lot of penises. A lot.
There's a lot of penises.
We also see a penis decapitation. A guy's balls get cut off.
There's a character in this movie who collects balls, who's trying to collect his 1,000 testicle room, and they don't even talk. They don't even talk about it. They just mention it, and then it's just gone from the movie, never to be brought up again.
I wrote that you asked, "Is this Mexico?"
It's,
Who knows where it was?
who knows what year it took place in?
Oh, the frog circus.
That was just weird. They had a bunch of frogs and lizards dressed up in dresses and like headdresses and shit. Normally I say don't watch these movies, but
Yeah,
watch this movie. Watch it. Just do it.
And don't get like, if you're 30 minutes in and you're like, oh my god, I need to turn this off.
Well, that's how I felt too, but we made it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Woo!
The first hour of the movie.
Well, first 2 hours. I mean, it was only an hour, but it was really 2, if you know what I mean.
It was an hour and 54 minutes. The first hour, they could have not even done. It was showing the main character going through these weird things.
They're all disjointed, and all these scenes are disjointed, and they barely connect.
Then, for about 20 minutes, we found out all the rest of the characters. So we spent... Alejandro, the director, spent an hour...
Jodorowsky.
...on the thief character. And then 20 minutes to sum up the rest of the 9 characters.
And then 20 minutes to finish the movie.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. That's really bizarre. Well, we don't... Let's not spoil... Let's not go to spoiler alert yet at the end. Hold
How
on
do
a
you
second.
spoil this?
The 9 different people they had were... They each...
They're all named for the planets.
They're all named for the planets, and then they each had a business that was... directly had to do with the government, which we don't know what country.
Mexico.
That wasn't the Mexican flag, though, with the president. Remember?
That was like no country's flag.
No, it was like one strip of yellow, one strip of red, and then like a couple of black marks.
No, then it's I think it was a strip of red, a strip of blue, yellow in the corner with black triangles.
Oh, you're right. That's what it was. And then each person had this different industry. And one of them, the guy with the testicles that you mentioned, he was like...
The chief of police.
The chief of police. Anyway.
No, which is funny, because everyone else they introduce is like a fucking important factory owner or manufacturer or something, and then chief of police.
He's got his fucking killer mohawk. He looks like a Russian guy.
Yeah, he does.
He was probably the coolest guy in the whole thing, but his shit was really weird.
Everything was really weird.
So then after they introduce all these people, right, and they show you, they narrate themselves over scenes of what they do.
The art guy's a treat.
Oh, Jupiter?
Is that Jupiter?
Yeah. So Jupiter, him and his wife live in a mansion. And when he goes to kiss her, after he kisses her, she sanitizes everything he touched on her with bare skin. Then she sanitizes the piano and then plays it. Then he goes off, and you get to meet his
lover,
mistress, who looks like Gilda Radner, and or even Lorraine Newman, and
they're doing coke.
Yeah, they were doing coke for a while with the chauffeur. With the chauffeur, they did a shit ton of cocaine, and so then they go to the art room in his mansion, which is literally people in boxes, men and women, that are pretending to be art, while him and the mistress go around and feel them up.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
He gets in there too. It's not like a fucking...
Oh no, there's one part where he gets underneath a box and there's butt cheeks, like somebody's sitting in an outhouse, right? And he goes in there and he's like, ooh, butt. And then he sticks a finger right in the butthole. Right in.
You can't fake that.
No, it went in. It was 1973. There was no CGI butts.
Yeah.
Jupiter stuck a finger in a man or a woman's butt. Who knows?
This movie is just really weird.
How about... Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyway. So you meet all those fucks. Then the alchemist, which we didn't talk about yet.
Played by the director.
Yeah, you meet him in the first hour. He teams up with the thief, and they're like, yo, we need to tell you about...
I heard there's a holy mountain that's full of immortals. That we can become immortal if we go there.
There's 9 immortals up there, and we're going to go up there and find out... We're going to purify ourselves, and then we're going to go on the quest to find out how we can be immortal. So, my goodness, this whole thing of purifying themselves was really weird. Weirder than the first half.
Yeah.
Then they get to this certain point where the master, which is the alchemist, takes them up on this like at the bottom of the mountain, and they're being led by a tiger. This movie had weird. It had all kinds of exotic animals
Just
all
popping up out of nowhere.
all through it. And what happened to that Egyptian woman that washed the guy's butt? After they burned all the money in the first purification ritual, what happened to her? She just disappeared. Anyway, so they did all these weird purification rituals, and then at the bottom of the mountain...
At the bottom of the ninth.
The bottom of the ninth, they were going up the mountain, and they were each getting hit with some kind of like in the Bible where when Jesus was in the wilderness and Satan came to tempt him. It was kind of like reminiscent of that. Like you could see throughout the whole movie what Alejandro, the director, was trying to go for with all his allegories.
The first hour of the movie is just trying to tell you that the creator of this movie hates Christianity.
Yeah, really.
That is all.
Yeah, really.
And he is just driving it home over and over and over again. And like the only thing I was able to glean is that this guy was involved in the Christian church. Somebody hurt him with it, and then he's lashing out against that. And that's what I'm picking up from this movie. 100%. And then whoever wrote or directed it pursued some weirdo Eastern fucking face, and now that shit flavors his whole life.
Yeah, really.
The end.
Yeah.
What a douche.
So, they, I agree totally, 100% with
I've been sitting here really racking my brain about it, trying to sum up what this movie's about, and that's what it's about.
So they each get hit with a different temptation.
But it kills them.
Yeah. But I want to focus on the black woman's. This is what went on in her mind.
Is she the horses?
No.
Because there's that one chick who her fantasy is these horses are buried up to their fucking legs.
But they're alive.
And they're alive, and she's just cutting steaks off their asses and eating them and licking the wounds. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why is this fucking happening?
Why is that a temptation for you? Another guy was just getting gold doubloon and just chucked at him.
At first he thought he wanted them, and then they started drawing blood.
Yeah, and then he was like, I don't want them.
Oh, cover up. Cover up.
Cover up doubloon. He was too.
That's what you do when you're down and people are kicking you. You cover up your head.
No, but I wanted to focus on when we were watching hardcore porn of cows.
Oh yeah, that bitch was straight up and then like
the tempting thought that came to her was
a male cow fucking
a male cow, but he was not successful 90% of the time.
He kept
his fucking dick was like
all over the place.
And interspliced in that scene was she was laying on her back with her tongue like this, and then this
thick white foam.
Well, hold on. Even before that happened, a fist came down out of nowhere and was like rubbing it into her while she was licking his fist. And then all this white foamy liquid just started pouring all over her mouth and face.
I think that represents cow jizz.
I think so too. I think he probably wanted her to do something with the cow, and the actress had probably said no.
I'm not sucking off this cow.
Well, because when I had my Kindle out, reading on IMDb when he was persuading,
about that.
George Harrison, and he was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I bet there was all kinds of stuff he wanted to do, and they were like,
Some of us are more or less normal people. We're not going to do it.
So next, even if you can count this as a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Oops.
At the end, so they finally get up to the mountain, and the immortals sitting at the table were actually
dummies. Dummies.
And the master, backing up, the master, before he even went up there, he was like, all right, I'm heading out. I'm not your master anymore. You guys go up there and become immortal. I'm taking the thief with me. So the alchemist and the thief go behind.
Which one? That's not suspicious.
What?
That's not suspicious. We attained that impossible goal we were talking about.
But peace, y'all.
Later. Before I can collect the reward, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, that's it.
So
that's the ticket. I'll get some cigarettes, some real good smokes. There's so much nudity in this movie.
It was, and none of it was good.
No.
None of it was good. I mean, I pointed out one chick whose tits were kind of alright, but her face wasn't good. And the main character chick that was following through the whole thing is what I'm trying to bring up, but She was attractive, but her tits were terrible. I'm sorry, I'm doing your tit report.
That's it. What else is there to say?
Well, what I'm trying to get at is...
There's a love interest, barely.
That's what I'm trying to say. So, there was all these prostitutes, and they laughed at the thief, but one chick didn't, and she had a chimpanzee as a companion through the whole movie, and she follows him.
That's something else that never got talked about.
She follows him throughout the entire movie. Not directly right there with them, but always like a few...
Maybe a scene or two behind.
Yeah. And they constantly cut to her. And when they get to the end, where he's behind the rock with the thief, like I said, because he's like, peace, y'all. He's like, all right, here's this woman, the prostitute. Her and a chimpanzee, they love you.
Oh, she followed you.
She follows you because she's in love with you. Marry her. All right, see you.
Get out.
And then, the 9 of the government people who had those jobs and
The
that
8
20
left.
minutes.
The 8 that are left.
Yeah, they went up to the Immortals table.
Then we find out that they're dummies.
They're all dummies. They're not. They're all dummies except for one, and they realize that, so they take the mask off, and it's the master, and he goes
Yeah,
like
he legit goes like
legit
this.
goes.
Ooh, I'm like, really?
And he's like, you did all this for nothing, and then he goes, and guess what?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Roll back the cameras.
Roll back camera, and it rolls back, and
You see
there's
the
the
boom
boom
mic
mic,
guy
and the
right
key
there.
grips there, and he starts this little speech that I didn't understand at all, but it's basically saying that you need to live your life.
Live your life. Don't live it through movies. Well, there's 2 hours of my life I won't live. Thank you.
But he's like, remember what I said? I'm commenting on it as it's happening. I'm like, he's telling us that we just wasted our life.
I could have told you that in the first 10 minutes.
This might be the worst movie we've done.
How many enemy at the gate Columbias do you give this?
I don't know. How many people on Earth are there?
Like, say 7 billion?
7 billion? I'm going to give it
14 billion. 2 for each person.
I'm giving it 2 for each person on Earth.
14 billion enemy at the gates. Hold on. Behind enemy lines, Columbia.
So, behind this movie, our rating is 14 billion behind enemy lines, Columbia. That's what we're saying?
Yep, that's the number I'm going with.
This legit is the worst, most boring movie we've watched.
One dick got cut off, 1 pair of testicles.
But that pair of testicles... how about when he went in that room and he went...
Finally went 1,000 testicles.
Hold on.
You gotta put a clip of that up. My 1,000 testicle room is complete. What the fuck are you talking about? No preamble or nothing. They just throw you right in. There's my room of testicles. Like it's totally fucking normal. And he's the cool guy. And he's the cool one. Fuck you, movie.
So there's one other scene on it.
Oh, God.
So when they're introducing all the people that are also correspond with the planets, one guy's like, my name is Nerval. I don't know what his name is.
No, it's my name's Berg from I am Uranus. Yeah, it doesn't even sound like the planet Uranus. He flat out goes Uranus.
Your anus. And then, legit, it's a man wearing, velour?
Yeah. Dude, but then he bangs a grandma for 20 minutes, and that's most of his scene.
They have a toilet.
That thing's like 4 feet off the ground.
It's like a toilet. It was just insane.
Yeah, and the grandma's sitting on it, and she's peeing for
She's
like
pissing
15
the entire
minutes.
time.
Whole scene, she's pissing.
And he's in the tub, and she's like, there's a hole in that window, cover it. And he's in the tub, he's like, really? I'm fucking bathing.
He's got nails and boards in the tub ready to go.
Yeah, he was ready to just ding, 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 ding. And she's like, I am urinating.
The one thing that's funny about this is I definitely felt more soiled after watching Extra, when I really thought I was going to feel more soiled after watching this.
Oh, yeah, this was grosser than Extra.
But I still felt more... Extra was just full of hatred.
Watch our Extra review.
I think it's better than this one. I like the Extra review.
Oh, Extra was... I like the movie Extra better than this movie.
I actually liked Extra. I could watch that again.
Real quick, this is what we'll end this review with, was what are the movies that we've reviewed do you actually like? Because I'm going to go with, I like Extra.
I liked Extra.
Legend of the Drunken Master.
Well, yeah, I love them.
That movie, a lot of the movie I didn't like, but...
The fight scenes are great.
Oh, they were great.
Alan Quatermain and the Legend of the Crystal Skull.
No way.
You loved it.
The movie was
Dude,
boring.
you-
That movie was boring
You
as
gave
hell.
it 2 thumbs up in our review,
Oh yeah.
which I'm sure he'll put a link in for that.
No, that movie was bullshit.
What about Young Van Helsing? You like that?
No.
Oh, Dracula 2000. We like that movie.
No, we didn't.
Or Transmorphers was good.
Oh no.
Christina's
Trancers
House.
2.
Oh, I like Trancers.
Really though,
I do
really
like
Trancers 2. Also Monster Squad.
Yep,
That was a good one.
I love that. I really like that movie.
That movie was campy. That wasn't a bad movie. It was a campy movie.
But also not at the same time. The kids are swearing and smoking with cigarettes.
What was it? You know, it was the Goonies. It was the Goonies, but with the Universal monsters.
Yeah.
That's my review of that movie.
Now, all right. So something that's funny is the dude who told me about this movie we just watched.
The Holy Mountain.
His uncle was the mummy in fucking Monster Squad.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Does his uncle live here?
He's in Hollywood.
Oh.
He just got done filming something for the new Paranormal Activity.
Oh, cool. Oh, I want to talk to that man.
Me too.
I would love to do a video chat with him.
That'd be neat.
That would be really cool. We should do, you know what we need to do is do another Bill Oberst Jr. movie. We've done what? Nude Nuns with Big Guns,
Haunting in
Abraham
Salem.
Lincoln, Haunting in Salem, and Abraham Lincoln versus Arnold.
I think that's it.
We should do another one of his, and then let's see if he'll do a Skype with us or something.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool because he likes us.
So
He
you
liked our
should-
reviews.
so
He
you
thought
should
we were
too.
silly.
You should too.
Who? Who?
The audience. I'm talking to them. I'm addressing the crowd.
So what did we give this? 14 billion.
14 billion buying enemy gates at Columbia Lines.
At Columbia Lions.
I'm done. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, good night. What do you think, Lenny? What does it smell like?
It actually smells kind of good.
Yeah, I've drank.
It smells like